to say a few more words. We have our controller, George Marcus, who will just say...
Good afternoon. It's my pleasure to be here with you. What a turnout that you are here. And I think you all realize how important it is to come together and express yourselves in a political action organization. That's how your voices will be heard, and I'm sure as you reach out to the Asian American community further and further, your strength and voices will be heard louder and louder.
Our next speaker will be the former Town of Hempstead Supervisor, Greg Peterson.
Let me just say that as a neighbor of the Said family, I'm so very, very proud of the accomplishments. And when you take a look at the product of that family, she really speaks so well of the entire community. She really says it all. To have so much talent, so much energy, intelligence, and really how would you say that? The spirit of life in her. That's what I was looking for. I am Armenian by descent, and the word anush in Armenian means sweetness, and I think, boy, that says it all. She's a doll. She's a fantastic example. Let me just say that it is so very important, and that's why we're all here today, for each and every one of you to express yourselves. If you can't express yourselves individually, then you express yourselves within an organization that says, we want to be heard. Government officials will always listen. And when they understand the power, the strength, and the actual enthusiasm and determination that you have, believe me, you have a tremendous voice. And we all do as Americans. So make sure you say exactly what Zahid had said right from the very beginning, which is, get registered, vote, and be heard. Thank you so much for having me here today. It was an absolute delight.
Asian community?
Actually, it's two messages. One is to thank the South Asian community for the great contributions they make to Nassau County and Long Island and to New York State. Secondly is to urge the South Asian community to become more engaged in the political system. We need them. They have a role to play, a very real role to play, and also it establishes a real dialogue. And in our country, historically, immigrant groups, once they make that move into politics, that gives them not just financial security, but it gives them input into making laws and defining policies. And each group, even though everyone becomes American, the fact is you do have your own unique interests. And the way to get those interests heard, or the problems to be discussed, is by being part of the political system rather than being on the outside trying to be heard. It's a lot easier when you're inside and you have direct access. You can pick up the phone and call a county executive or call a congressman or call a mayor rather than have to just stand on the street corner and talk. Okay?
So I would really like to thank you for coming here and giving us your important time and listening to us. What I would like to ask you is, I understand we have great expectations towards you. Anything you would want us to do to make your job easier and you could work better towards our community?
Yeah, I would just urge that there's no doubt that Al-Qaeda is attempting to recruit people in the Muslim community in particular. 99.9% of Muslims are outstanding Americans. I think it's important to realize if somebody is trying to recruit or someone is trying to take advantage, to report that to the police, the FBI, to my office. Just like when among the Westies, among the Irish community, we had the Westies. Among the Italian community, we've had the Mafia. It's important for people in those communities, the good, law-abiding people, which are the overwhelming majority, to come forward. That's what I would urge. And to find that the government, one thing I think that people have difficulty realizing is when they come to America from another country, in most other countries in the world, the police and law enforcement are not your friends. Really, in this country, there's no, I would only encourage you to become as closely involved with the police and with law enforcement as possible.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Anusha Syed, and I'd like to welcome you to Rahi TV. Today we had an event for the South Asian American community. The South Asian community is really educated and works really hard to make sure that they're involved. Even though we are not newcomers to the community, we are still getting more involved in our mainstream every day. Our community was not very involved in the past, but now as we grow on, our community gets more and more involved. I encourage you all to go out there and be involved in our community, because if you don't be involved, all the decisions that are made will impact you both negatively and positively. To reduce the risk of negative effects, you have to go out there and voice your opinion, especially the South Asian community, who has great opinions because they are so highly educated. So I encourage you all to go out there, vote, and voice your opinion. Thank you.
All right, here we are with the man of the event, Mr. Zahid. Mr. Zahid, thanks a lot for holding this event.
You're welcome.
And we are really proud that you made it happen and made it happen so nice. Anything you would say on the personal note to our readers and to our community?
Well, first I want to say thank you for the support, and the whole South Asian community came together. It was a big success for us, and especially the high-profile people like Congressman Peter King, Senate Speaker. He's like a second powerful man in New York after Governor, Senator Dean Escallo, County Executive. They all came, and they see the need to involve in the South Asian community, because if we go out as a South Asian community, instead of dividing ourselves, that will make us more united and more numbers, because all the political people, they look always numbers. Like Latino community, they have differences, they had issues, but they always come as a Latino community. So that's my goal, is to bring our community together regardless of their country, regardless of their religion, as one united South Asian community. Come together and let them feel it that we exist and we can hold the power too. So we have the money, we have the education, we have the vote. So we have everything. So this is the time for them to recognize us, but as a united community. If we are not united, then we will fall apart. So that's the more important thing. And today you see all Bangladeshi, Pakistani, Indian, Afghani, Turkish, everybody was here. So that was so nice. And I like to say thank you also to covering this program, and thank you so much.
And when I came into this event, I thought to congratulate you of having such a nice daughter, but sorry, I cannot. I would like to congratulate her to have such a nice father.